there's a story that I heard from Reb Simaya Zilberberg. Reb Simaya Zilberberg, for those who don't know, is like a mashpia in Eretz Yisrael, Yerushalayim, very holy yid. He says over the story, I've heard from him a few times, he says it with such detail that I suspect he's the protagonist in the story, although I don't know for sure, but I think he's the Baal HaMaisa. Here's the story. The story goes, there's a young man, he's learning after Hanukkah in Koilel, and he decides that he's a little bit, he's looking for some chiyas, something he didn't have this Farbrengen, he wants some chiyas to keep him going. So he looks at the Jewish calendar, says, Purim is the next holiday. I am going to make this Purim the best Purim of my life. What's he going to do? So he opens up a Masechtas Megillah. I'm going to learn Masechtas Megillah before Purim. We're like mid-Tevis time. So he learns Masechtas Megillah, and this younger man is a Talmud Chacham. He could learn. Within a couple of weeks, he's done Masechtas Megillah. He's like, what am I going to do now? So I learned the halachas. So he opens up a Torah and a Shulchan Aruch and a Mishnah Berurah. He's learning the halachas. Takes him, it's not so much. He finishes. Now he's like mid-Shvat, or like getting closer to Adar. I'm going to learn the Chassidish Svarim, what they talk about. He opens up, the Tanya, or it doesn't talk about Purim, but yeah, he's learning the Bnei Sascha on Purim, and he's mamash on fire. He's getting ready. He's getting closer and closer to Purim. He's like 2.5 months preparation to the Yom Tov of Purim. He thinks to himself, going like he's up to like Yud Beis Adar, he thinks I spent 2.5 months preparing. When I'm going to hear Megillah like in a shtibel, like I'm just going to hear Megillah in 20 minutes. I need a proper Megillah laning. I need something special. Such a big prep requires, I owe it to myself to do it justice. So he does some research. He finds out there's a shul like 2 bus stops away from him in Eretz Yisrael in Bayit V'gan, where there they have a seder before Ma'ariv. Ma'ariv takes 45 minutes, and the Megillah takes an hour and a half. Perfect. This is what he needs. This is going to be, he wants to have Kavana, Havas Olam, he wants to learn before Ma'ariv. This is going to be the perfect, what's the word I'm looking for? The perfect pinnacle, what? The climax. This will finish up his brutal preparation. Okay. Now, he doesn't have a car. He's an Israeli young man. Doesn't have a car. But there's buses, Eged. But Eged, we all know Eged. And he's worried. It's Purim. It's a little bit to schedule. So he makes a cheshbon. The minyan's called for 8 o'clock. I'll get on a 7:30 bus. Who knows? Traffic. Better I go on the 7 o'clock bus. But the 7 o'clock bus is far away from his house. So he maps it out. He has it all worked out. He's getting ready. He's all excited. He put in the work. He put in the time. He's going to have a very meaningful Purim night. He's all excited. He's 1 foot out the door. Tells his wife, okay, I'm going. She's like, where are you going? It's like 6:30. I'm going to hear Megillah. Megillah? No, Bayit V'gan, a story. So she says, okay, no, I don't care where you're going, but Suri over here has been driving me crazy the entire day. Wherever you're going, Suri's going with you. Take her with you. He's like, I don't know if it's for her. She's 5 years old. I don't know if it's for her. She's like, you're not going anywhere if you're not taking her. Perfect. Okay, what should he do? Fine. He doesn't want. He's stressed with the bus. Okay, Suri, come. I can't go. Why can't you come? So she said, I'm dressed up like a clown, and I can't find my red nose. And if I'm going to shul as a clown without a red nose, everyone's going to laugh at me. Like, what kind of a clown doesn't have a red nose? I'm not going. So he tells his wife, okay, she doesn't want to go. So she said, no. So figure it out with her. Wherever you're going, she's going. Okay, where was the last place you had the red nose? I don't know. Try to remember. If I remember, then I wouldn't be lost. This goes on for a couple of minutes. He's looking at the clock. He says, where do you think? She thinks in that room. Anyway, he starts turning over the room. Of course, he can't find the nose. He asks his wife, where did you buy it? Maybe I'll run to a store. No, she bought it in Bnei Brak. You can't buy it here. And the temperature is rising, and he's rummaging. And he's like, let me just go without her. No, you can't go without her. And so come without the nose. I'm not going without the nose. And he sees like all his work just like dissipating. It's all going to be for nothing. He's not going to have the special meaning that he had in mind, and he's getting all worked up. He's about to lose himself and like lash out either at his wife or at his daughter when he stands up on a chair. This is what Timaya says the story, and this is why I think it's him. Like, I don't know how he knows the story. He stands up on a chair and he starts screaming out like the Bat Tefillah does in Rosh Hashanah, HaMelech. And now everyone thinks like this is like, what happened? So he said, L'chaim. His wife's like, what's happened? He said, I just realized something. I spent the last 2.5 months preparing for the Yom Tov of Purim, thinking that what Hashem wanted for me was to have a 1.5-hour Megillah and a 45-minute Ma'ariv with a 2-hour Seder before. You know what I just realized? That's not what Hashem wanted from me. Hashem wanted to see if at this very moment, after 2.5 months of preparation, if I'm going to lose my cool or not. That's really what Hashem wanted. I realized now I was working for the whole different thing. Hashem had an entirely different plan for me. He wanted to see, are you going to lose it now, or you can get caught up in your avodah and your avodah Hashem to the point where you're gonna lose yourself. This younger man said, I just realized, Hamelach, all this is from Hashem. He sat down, he said, tired of Suri, we're going to find your red nose. Reb Tzimaya says this younger man looked in his house for 1 hour. He found the red nose, he put it on his daughter's Suri, he went to Beis Yisrael Shtiblach, he heard Megillah for 20 minutes. The guy from the Baruch till the end with Shoshanas Yaakov took exactly 20 minutes. He said it was the most meaningful Kriyas HaMegillah he ever heard in his life, because he realized what it's really all about. And really it's all about HaMelech. Especially when we deal with other people, it's so easy to forget. We see this week with Yosef. Yosef says, "Kila michya shalachani elikim lefneichem." Some of the Mefarshim ask, how does Yosef keep his cool? He stays calm. He stays emotional. That's the biggest chiddush. He's crying. He doesn't turn to stone. Someone got sold to slavery by his brothers. Either he shuts down or he becomes a raging lunatic. And he's emotional. He's present. And when the brothers are ashamed, he says, no. You never did anything. Hashem sent me here. It wasn't you. You made me think it was you. It wasn't you. I'm a shliach. I'm only a messenger. Hashem made me a messenger. The key word is shalachani. I'm just a messenger. Hashem sent me here. Obviously, here's where I belong. Here's where I'm supposed to be. When you threw me into the pit, that's what I felt. It's just a message. It's a big avodah. It's a tremendous avodah. But this is the avodah of a lifetime. This is the avodah what the Baal Shem Tov was teaching us. Einod Movadon, Torah, Tefillah, and focusing, mindfulness. Catch yourself. We find ourselves getting worked up. Obviously, this is what Hashem wants. I mean, but that person, don't worry about him. He's only a stick. He's only there. Hashem sent him, maybe to test you. Maybe you shouldn't lose your cool. When we have this mentality, the more we focus on it, the more we see it. We literally see miracles of Hashem, and the more Hashem becomes real, the more life becomes real, it becomes meaningful, it becomes important. Everything follows from this. A person that is now more dedicated to Ratzon Hashem, he feels more connected to Hashem, he has a kesher with Hashem, which leads into a kesher with his friends, with his wife, with his children, with his co-workers. Everything comes from the fact that I am only here to be a shliach of Hashem.